Have you ever wondered why Geminis seem to have a special light? Why do they carry this unique energy that illuminates every room they enter? Today I will reveal to you 12 spiritual reasons why God deeply loves Geminis. And I guarantee, my dear, when you discover these truths, you will understand why the universe has reserved such special blessings for those born under this sign. If you are a Gemini, prepare your heart to receive these words with gratitude. And if you know someone under this sign, you will finally understand the divine essence of this soul. Stay with me until the end, because the last reason will touch your heart in a way you never imagined. This spiritual journey will show you that it is no coincidence that you were born under the sign of Gemini. There is a divine purpose in every characteristic of you. In every trait of your personality, God created you exactly as you are, and this has a profound meaning that needs to be revealed. Reason 1. The divine gift of communication. The first reason God loves Geminis so much is the extraordinary capacity for communication He has placed in their souls. You know that ease you have in talking to anyone? That ability to find the right words at the right time? That's not luck, my dear. It's a spiritual gift the Creator placed in you, so you could be a bridge between people, between hearts, between worlds. The problem many Geminis face is not recognizing the sacred value of this ability. Sometimes you might think that speaking well is common, that everyone has this ability. But that's not the case. God chose you to be a messenger, a bearer of words that heal, inspire, and transform. When you don't value this gift, you fail to fulfill part of your spiritual mission here on earth. In practice, this means that every conversation you have can be a moment of healing for someone. Imagine a friend who's going through a difficult time. She's lost, without hope. And then you show up with your comforting words, with your light-hearted way of offering other perspectives. Suddenly, she can breathe again, can see light where there was only darkness. This is your gift in action. This is God working through you. The benefits of recognizing and using this gift are immense. First, you become an instrument of peace and understanding in the world. Second, you attract people into your life who truly need your luminous energy. Third, you fulfill your divine purpose of being a communicator of truth and love. And most importantly, you feel in your heart that sense of being on the right path, of doing what you came to this earth to do. Your soul rejoices when you use your words for good, because that's exactly what God prepared you for before you were born. Reason 2. Adaptability as a spiritual grace. The second reason God deeply loves Geminis is the spiritual flexibility He has placed in their hearts. Do you notice how you can adapt to different situations with an ease others don't? How you can navigate between different groups of people, different environments, different realities. This is a divine grace, my dear. God is showing you that you were created to be versatile, to bring love and understanding everywhere. Many Geminis suffer because they think this characteristic is instability, a lack of personality. Nothing of the sort. What others call inconstancy, heaven calls the wisdom to flow with life. The problem arises when you yourself begin to doubt your nature, when you try to fixate on a single way of being to please others or to fit into rigid standards that weren't made for you. Let me give you a very practical example. Imagine a sudden change of plans at work. Everyone gets nervous, complaining, and resisting. But you, with your Gemini nature, are already thinking of solutions, reorganizing, and calming your colleagues. While others waste energy fighting the change, you flow with it and even help others navigate uncharted waters. This is a gift from the universe, a spiritual tool few possess. The benefits of this adaptability are profound. You can survive and thrive in situations that would break more rigid people. You can learn lessons from every experience because you're not trapped in a single way of seeing the world. You develop genuine compassion for the different paths each person chooses, because you understand that there are many valid ways to live. And most beautifully, you become a living example that it is possible to change, grow, and evolve without losing your essence. God gave you this flexibility because He knew you would be able to use it to serve the greater good, to aid in the spiritual evolution of humanity. Reason 3. Curiosity as a path to sacred knowledge. The third spiritual reason that makes God love Geminis so much is this infinite thirst for knowledge that pulses in their hearts. That desire to learn new things, to explore different ideas, to understand how everything works. This isn't just common curiosity, my dear. It's a profound spiritual quest. It's your soul wanting to expand, wanting to touch the divine through knowledge. The challenge many Geminis face is getting lost in the superficial aspects of things. With so much curiosity and interest in so many subjects, you may sometimes feel like you're not delving deeply into anything, that you're only looking at the surface. And then comes frustration, that feeling of emptiness. But understand, God gave you this broad curiosity precisely so that you could be a connector of knowledge, someone who sees the invisible threads that connect all areas of life. Think of a concrete situation. You're studying spirituality and suddenly read something about science that connects with what you learned about energies. Then you remember a conversation you had about psychology that also fits perfectly. Your Gemini mind begins to weave a web of understanding that unites it all. And when you share this insight with someone, they experience a revelation, a moment of clarity that changes their life. This was only possible because you didn't limit your curiosity to a single field of knowledge. The benefits of this gift are transformative. You become a source of wisdom for those around you because you always have something interesting to share. Always a new perspective to offer. Your life never gets boring because there's always something new to discover, always a mystery to unravel. And spiritually, you are always growing, always expanding your consciousness, always drawing closer to divine understanding. God loves this about you because He created an infinite universe to be explored, and you are one of the souls who truly strives to know it. Your curiosity is a form of prayer, a way of telling the Creator that you are amazed by all He has made. If you're enjoying these revelations about the Gemini sign, leave a comment telling me where you're watching from. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the bell so you don't miss any special videos like this. Share it with that Gemini you love so much. And if you've been touched by these words, consider becoming a member of our channel or making a donation. Your contribution helps me continue bringing this spiritual content that touches so many hearts. Let's continue discovering the reasons why God loves Geminis so much. Reason 4. Duality as a bridge between heaven and earth. The fourth spiritual reason that makes God's heart fill with love for Geminis is their unique ability to live between two worlds. Have you ever noticed how profound and lighthearted you can be at the same time? How you can be serious in moments and then, within seconds, shift to joy. This isn't emotional instability, my dear. It's a sacred gift of transiting between the dimensions of existence. Many Geminis struggle with this duality because they don't understand its divine purpose. You may feel divided, as if there are two people within you competing for direction in your life. You may even hear criticism that you're contradictory and unpredictable. But look at it from a different perspective. God gave you this dual nature so that you could understand both those who suffer and those who celebrate, both those who seek the light and those who remain in the shadows. You are a living bridge between opposites. I'll give you a real-life example of this blessing in action. Imagine you're at a family gathering. There's that aunt who's depressed and in need of deep understanding. You sit with her, listen with your heart, and offer words of wisdom. Minutes later, the children are playing, and you're able to get down to their level, play, and bring joy. In the same day, you were both a therapist and a child. You were both wise and spontaneous. This is only possible because of the duality God has placed within you. The benefits of this characteristic are immense for your spiritual journey. You develop a more complete understanding of the human condition because you're not trapped in a single state of being. You can help people from a wide range of backgrounds because you know how to connect with each one on their own level. You learn that life isn't black or white, but a beautiful dance between all the colors and shades. And most importantly, you become a living example that we can contain multitudes within ourselves and still be whole, authentic, and true. God made you this way because He needed souls capable of uniting what seems separate, of showing that apparent contradictions can live in harmony. You are an ambassador of the divine complexity of creation. Reason 5. The youthful spirit as a source of spiritual renewal. The fifth reason God showers Geminis with so much love is the eternally youthful spirit that dwells within their hearts. No matter how old you are, there's always that spark of youth shining in your eyes, that desire to discover, to play, to see the world with wonder. This is a sacred gift, my dear. It's God keeping your soul fresh and renewed. The problem arises when the world tries to make you grow up too much, too mature, too serious. Society may tell you that you need to be more responsible, more predictable, more formal. And you may start to repress this lightheartedness that is an essential part of your nature. But understand, this youthfulness of spirit isn't immaturity. It's a direct connection to divine joy, to the capacity for wonder that children possess and that most adults lose. Let me show you how this works in real life. You're going through a difficult time, one of those heavy phases we all face. While many people would be completely drowned in sadness, you find a way to see the good, to make a joke to lighten the load, to remember that life still has beautiful moments. It's not that you're denying the pain. It's that your Gemini essence knows it needs to keep the flame of hope alive. And this lightheartedness of yours ends up helping others not to sink completely. The benefits of this youthful spirit are true blessings. You age more gracefully because you don't carry the burden of taking everything so seriously. You keep your mind active and creative because you're always open to new experiences. You draw people closer to you because your energy is refreshing in a world that is often overwhelming. And spiritually, you remain connected to purity, to the ability to begin again, to forgive, to move forward. God gave you this eternal youth because He knew the world needed people capable of reminding others that it is possible to keep faith, hope, and joy alive even in the face of life's storms. Reason 6. Emotional intelligence disguised as lightness. The sixth spiritual reason why God deeply loves Geminis is this subtle emotional intelligence you possess. Many think Geminis are merely rational, merely cerebral. But the truth is that you possess a refined emotional sensitivity that hides behind your apparent lightness. You capture the energies of the environment. Notice when someone is pretending to be fine. Sense the emotional currents that flow between people. The challenge here is that you yourself may not recognize this ability. Because you don't display your emotions as intensely and dramatically as other signs, you may think you're not sensitive, that you're not emotionally deep. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Your way of processing emotions is different, more mental, more communicative, but no less real or profound. Consider a practical situation. You walk into a room and immediately sense something's wrong, even though everyone is smiling. While others don't notice, you've already sensed the tension in the air. And what do? You use your words, your light-hearted conversational style, to lighten the mood. You ask a question here, tell a story there, and suddenly people start to open up, the tension dissolves. You've accurately read emotions and acted as an energy healer. All so naturally that you didn't even realize how important it was. The benefits of this hidden emotional intelligence are invaluable. You can help people who wouldn't respond well to more direct or intense emotional approaches. You create safe spaces where people feel comfortable opening up because you don't pressure, you don't judge, you just flow. You develop relationships based on genuine understanding, rather than emotional drama. And spiritually, you learn to honor your own emotions in a way that respects your airy nature, without trying to force yourself to be something you're not. God created you with this subtle sensitivity because He knew many souls would need emotional healing offered in a light, unburdened, and unpressured way. You are a gentle healer in a world that is often too harsh. Reason 7. The gift of seeing multiple perspectives. The seventh reason God loves Gemini so much is this extraordinary ability to see all sides of a situation. While most people see things from a single angle, you can mentally spin any issue and see it from all sides. This is a rare spiritual gift, my dear. It's a form of wisdom that few can develop, even with years of practice. Many Geminis struggle because this trait can come across as indecisiveness. You see so many possibilities, so many valid points of view, that you can become paralyzed when it comes to choosing. People may criticize you for not taking firm stances quickly, but understand, what appears indecisive is actually a mind that honors life's complexity. You don't oversimplify things because you know that the truth is rarely simple. Let's look at a concrete example. Two of your friends are fighting and each comes to talk to you. While others would choose sides, you can genuinely understand both points of view. You see why each acted the way they did. You understand the wounds and fears behind their actions. And because of this broader perspective, you can act as a mediator, helping both of them understand each other. You become a peacemaker, a bridge, because you're not limited to a single perspective. The benefits of this gift are profound and transformative. You make wiser decisions because you consider more factors than most. You develop true compassion because you understand that each person acts based on their own truth. You avoid unnecessary conflict because you can see that many arguments arise simply from differing perspectives, not from right and wrong. And spiritually, you draw closer to divine vision, because God sees everything, understands everything, and loves all His creatures despite their mistakes and successes. When you practice seeing all sides, you are practicing seeing as God sees. This is an immense blessing, an important step in your spiritual journey. God gave you these multiple eyes because He needed souls capable of bringing understanding and unity to a world that is constantly dividing. Reason 8. Mental creativity as a form of divine creation. The eighth spiritual reason that makes God's heart overflow with love for Geminis is this vibrant mental creativity that never stops. Your mind is like a garden where new ideas, new connections, new possibilities are always sprouting. This isn't just intelligence or imagination. It's you participating in the continuous act of creation. It's you being a co-creator with the divine. The problem many Geminis face is not appreciating these ideas that constantly arise. You might think everyone has 1,000 ideas a minute, that this is normal. So you end up not recording, not developing, not sharing these seeds of inspiration that sprout in your mind. And many blessings are lost because you don't recognize the sacred gift you are continually receiving. Let me give you a very practical example. You're doing a daily task, something routine, and suddenly your Gemini mind has an idea of how to do it more efficiently, more beautifully, more interestingly. You can ignore this inspiration and keep doing it the old way. Or you can honor this creative spark, experiment, implement. And what was boring becomes something pleasurable. What was rote comes to life. You've just brought a little more beauty and efficiency to the world. All because you honored the creativity God placed within you. The benefits of recognizing and using this mental creativity are immense. Your life becomes richer, more colorful, because you are always innovating, always finding new ways of doing things. You become a source of creative solutions to the problems of those around you. Your work stands out because you always have a different angle and original approach. And spiritually, you experience the joy of creation, which is one of the greatest joys there is. When you create, you connect with the essence of God, who is the creator of all. You understand and practice what it means to be made in the image and likeness of the divine. God gave you this abundant creative mind because He wanted you to experience the joy of creating, of transforming, of bringing new things into existence. This is a precious gift that deserves to be celebrated and used fully. Reason 9. The capacity for constant renewal. The ninth reason God deeply loves Geminis is their ability to reinvent themselves, to start over, to not be trapped in the past. While many people carry their old stories like heavy chains, you have this lightness to let go of what no longer serves and embrace the new. This is a powerful spiritual grace, my dear. It's the ability to die and be reborn as many times as necessary during a single life. Many Geminis don't realize how precious this trait is. You may even criticize yourself for changing your mind, for abandoning old projects, for evolving in ways that make you appear inconsistent in the eyes of others. But the spiritual truth is that you are practicing detachment, flowing with life's natural transformations. The problem only arises when you let external criticism make you doubt your transformative nature. Let's visualize this in practice. You've had a relationship end, a job loss, or a dream unfulfilled. While others would spend years ruminating on what could have been different, you can process the experience, extract lessons, and move forward with renewed hope. It's not that you're superficial or that you don't feel pain. It's that your Gemini essence understands that life is movement, that remaining stuck in suffering doesn't honor the gift you received of being alive. The benefits of this capacity for renewal are true blessings. You don't get stuck in cycles of suffering that paralyze so many people. You can experience many different versions of yourself throughout your life, which enriches your journey immensely. You offer hope to those around you because you are a living example that it is possible to start over, that it's never too late to change. And spiritually, you practice one of the most difficult lessons, impermanence. You understand that everything changes, that everything flows, and instead of resisting it, you dance with the transformations. God gave you this spiritual flexibility because He knew you would be able to teach others about the beauty of letting go and embracing the new. You are a master of starting over, a bearer of the message that each day can be a new beginning. Reason 10. The generosity of sharing knowledge. The 10th spiritual reason why God loves Geminis intensely is this genuine need to share everything you learn. You don't keep knowledge to yourself. When you discover something interesting, your first desire is to tell someone, teach, share. This is much more than sociability, my dear. It's a spiritual mission to spread light and wisdom throughout the world. The challenge many Geminis face is feeling like they're being annoying or intrusive when they share their discoveries. You may withdraw, you may start keeping to yourself, especially if you've already received signals that people don't want to hear it. But understand, the problem isn't you sharing, it's choosing with whom and how you share. Your generosity of spirit is a gift that needs to find the right recipients. Consider a real-life situation. You read a book that changed your perspective on something important. Your Gemini nature can't simply keep this transformation to yourself. You need to tell, you need to share, you need to see if it can help someone else too. And maybe 9 people don't pay much attention, but the 10th person listens, becomes interested, reads the book, and also has their life transformed. This seemingly small sharing ended up creating a wave of transformation. You were a channel of blessings. The benefits of this generosity with knowledge are profound. You create genuine connections with people because you're always offering something of value. Your spiritual path accelerates because teaching is one of the best ways to learn deeply. You plant seeds of transformation in so many people that you often don't even realize the impact you've made. And spiritually, you practice the sacred principle that energy needs to circulate, that what we receive must be shared so that more blessings can arrive. God gave you this need to share because He needed messengers, people who wouldn't keep the light to themselves but would spread it generously. Every time you share knowledge, an idea, a discovery, you are fulfilling your divine mission to be a distributor of wisdom. Reason 11. Lightness as a form of healing. The 11th reason God showers so much love on Geminis is this ability to bring lightness to heavy situations. In a world that is often dense, serious, and fraught, you arrive with your airy energy and illuminate everything. This is no superficial talent, my dear. It is a powerful form of healing that lifts the weight of weary souls. Many Geminis feel guilty about this lightness. You may feel like you should be more serious, deeper, more intense. You may hear criticism that you don't take things seriously enough, that you're superficial. But spiritual truth is exactly the opposite. Your lightness doesn't come from a lack of depth. It comes from a wisdom that understands that not everything needs to be heavy, that laughter is also sacred, that joy is also a form of prayer. I'll show you how this works in real life. Someone you love is going through a very difficult time. They're drowning in sadness, lost in dark thoughts. Others try to help by being serious, profound, giving heavy motivational speeches. But nothing works. So you arrive with your Gemini lightness. You don't deny the person's pain, but you offer a funny comment, tell a light-hearted story, make them smile for the first time in days. And in that smile there's a glimmer of light. There's hope. You've just done profound healing work through lightness. The benefits of this ability are true blessings. You become a refuge for people weary of life's density. Your presence is a relief, a breath of fresh air, a reminder that life still has good moments. You can help people who wouldn't respond to more heavy-handed or serious approaches. And spiritually, you learn that there are many paths to healing, that joy and lightness are as sacred as tears and depth. God gave you this gift of lightness because the world needs relief, needs air, needs light. You are like a cool breeze on a hot summer day. Your refreshing presence is a gift from heaven to souls suffocated by the weight of existence. Reason 12. The love of freedom as a reflection of divine freedom. The 12th and final spiritual reason, the deepest of all, is the intense love Geminis have for freedom. This need to not feel trapped, to be able to explore, to have space to be who you are. This isn't rebellion or selfishness, my dear. It's a direct reflection of God's nature, who created us free, who never forces us, who always respects our free will. Gemini's greatest challenge in this regard is the conflict between this love of freedom and the expectations of the world, which often tries to trap you in boxes, in rigid definitions, in suffocating commitments. You may feel wrong for needing space, for wanting to keep your options open, for not wanting to commit to things that limit your essence. But understand, your need for freedom is sacred. It's God reminding you through your very nature that you were created to fly, not to be caged. Let me give you a practical and profound example. You're in a relationship, a friendship, a job, or any situation where pressures begin to arise that limit your freedom to be. You feel that anguish, that tightness in your chest. While others might endure it out of obligation or fear, your Gemini soul can't betray its free nature. And when you finally honor your need for space, when you establish healthy boundaries, something magical happens. Either the situation transforms into something better, more sustainable, or you free yourself from something that wasn't meant for you. Either way, you've honored the divine gift of freedom. The benefits of honoring this love of freedom are transformative. You live an authentic life, true to your true essence. You don't accumulate resentment by sacrificing more than is healthy. You develop more honest and genuine relationships, based on true choice, not obligation. And spiritually, you understand and practice one of the most important truths: that true love always liberates, never imprisons. That God loves us precisely because He respects our freedom to choose, to explore, to be. God made you with this love of freedom because He wanted you to be an ambassador of the truth that we are all free, that no one belongs to anyone else, that true love and true connection only exist when there is room to breathe. You teach the world that it is possible to love and be free, that commitment. Try again. Continue. True commitment is not a prison, but a choice renewed every day. This is perhaps your most important spiritual lesson, and God loves you deeply for carrying it so purely in your heart. We've reached the end of this journey through the 12 spiritual reasons why God so deeply loves the sign of Gemini. And I hope you, my dear Gemini, have felt in your heart the truth of every word spoken here. You are neither too much nor too little. You are exactly as you need to be. Every characteristic of yours that may have been criticized, every personality trait that has ever made you doubt yourself, all of this has a divine purpose. Your ability to communicate is not chatter. It is a sacred gift of connecting hearts. Your adaptability is not instability. It is the wisdom to flow with life. Your curiosity is not dispersion. It is a thirst for divine knowledge. Your duality is not contradiction. It is the ability to be a bridge between worlds. Your youthful spirit is not immaturity. It is the flame of divine joy that never goes out. Your disguised emotional intelligence is not coldness. It is refined sensitivity. Your vision of multiple perspectives is not indecision. It is profound wisdom. Your mental creativity is not distraction. It is participation in the act of divine creation. Your capacity for renewal is not inconstancy. It is the courage to be reborn. Your generosity with knowledge is not interference. It is a mission to spread light. Your lightness is not superficiality. It is powerful healing. And your love of freedom is not selfishness. It is a reflection of God's very nature. Now I want to leave you with a challenge, my dear. Over the next week, choose one of these 12 reasons that touched your heart the most. The one you most needed to hear, the one that brought tears to your eyes or that smile of recognition to your lips. And practice consciously honoring this characteristic in yourself. If it was communication, use your words intentionally to heal someone. If it was freedom, set a boundary you've been putting off. If it was lightness, allow yourself to bring joy to someone in need. And every time you practice this gift, stop for a moment and give thanks. Thank God for creating you exactly as you are. Thank you for being a Gemini, with all the blessings and challenges that brings. Thank you for being an instrument of light in this world that so desperately needs the special energy that only you can bring. Always remember, you were created with love by love and to love. Every Gemini characteristic in you is a brushstroke of the divine, creating a unique and irreplaceable work of art. There is no other you in the entire universe. And this isn't just a nice thing to say. It's a profound spiritual truth. The world needs your light, your energy, your Gemini essence. Don't hide, don't diminish yourself, don't try to be anything other than yourself. And now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, which of these 12 reasons touched your heart the most? Which one do you most need to honor in your life? Share your experience of being a Gemini, your joys, your challenges. Let's create a chain of love and appreciation among all the Gemini souls watching us. And if you know a Gemini who needs to hear these words, share this video with them. Be a channel of blessings in the lives of those you love. May divine light continue to illuminate your path. May you walk with the certainty that you are deeply loved by the universe exactly as you are. May your words continue to be bridges of connection. May your mind continue to create beauty. May your heart remain free and light. You are a blessing, my dear Gemini. Never forget that. Until the next video, and may God